Hello, everyone. We are back here today to discuss about the past Edo State election. Mr. Daniel, you can hear me? Hello, Mr. Daniel. Hmm, this is the problem. Hello.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, you are hearing me now. Okay. So I said we are here to discuss post Edo State election. What is the situation of Oshiomhole right now after the election? And Ize Iyamu, Umar Ganduje, the governor of Kano, the dollar guy, so-called dollar guy, and Bola Tinubu, who is the big godfather in Nigeria, but in Lagos, though, in Lagos, not in Nigeria, in Lagos alone. Okay, what is the fate of APC right now in Nigeria after the Edo State election? Because we predicted prior to the election that Governor Obaseki winning Edo State will shape democracy in Nigeria as a whole. So what is going on now? You know, and
Well,
all the states under the South region of Nigeria right now belong to PDP. That's why we have to, look at what APC will become in 2023 because Tinubu is planning to run for presidency and he's considered as a bad godfather in Nigeria. Many Nigerians are not very friendly with him because of his attitude, his position, especially in Lagos, what he did to our body. So let's go ahead and.
well, yes, PDP now controls the South region of Nigeria
Mm,
uh, with Godwin Obaseki winning the election. It is now a PDP affair in the South Nigeria. I do not see the party APC taking the matter to court because the caretaker chairman of the party had sent a congratulatory message to the governor of Edo State on his election under PDP. The issue, I believe, will now be within the APC what went wrong. I think a lot of them has been pointing on Oshiomhole as a person. Is going to be under the heat and under fire from members of the APC
mm,
as being the problem, as a lot of them have been pointing hands on him even before the election, that if APC will win.
mm.
Erufai said yesterday that the opinion poll was APC winning the election, but unfortunately they don't know what happened. So everybody is now, the party members are now blaming Oshiomhole for the defeat. So the fate of Ize Iyamu, just as I will advise him to replan his political direction, he came at a very wrong time. As I've always
Yes,
been saying, he came
exactly.
at a very wrong time. He allowed this man who wants to take over the party in the person of Oshiomhole and few others, making themselves godfather that they can make an umbrella. Just like someone would say that we are the one that makes unripe mango to be ripe. But unfortunately, the wish of the people were very resolute, determined, and no matter the tricks they brought out, the people defeated them and gave the victory to Obaseki.
Mm.
So we are going to see, just as I've been saying,
Mm.
the North do not have a party. The
What
North,
not?
the
What
Northern Nigerian do not have party.
as how?
They are more, their interest is more on the persons or people. So that would tell on the fortune of APC in this coming election. About Tinubu, I don't see Tinubu becoming the president of this country. because he's going to face stiff opposition from those of our northern brothers and those of us in Edo, because of his role in trying to ring the election for Edo. We have marked him down. So he's not going to get any support from us, those of us in Edo. I believe also in Delta.
Not only in
Yesterday,
Delta, in Lagos, in many states in Nigeria. Because when he sent that message to us,
yesterday hello,
Mr. Mr.
yesterday in are you
Yeah,
are you hearing me?
go ahead, go ahead.
Yesterday, the Lagos PDP has said they are now resolute to ensure that they end godfatherism in Lagos. Let's see how they go about it, and I believe that Tinubu's statement has created more enemies for him in the political realm
Mm.
than friends. I don't see him being the president of Nigeria because the northern Nigerians are more united. They do not vote for parties, they vote for persons.
Candidates, yes, the candidates, yeah.
They vote for persons of their own interests.
Mm.
So, if the PDP, according to rumors that Atiku will soon run, and Tinubu running for APC is as good as done for Atiku. Tinubu, with this crisis of APC. In fact, Oshiomhole keep blaming Obaseki for it, but I believe his support for Tinubu presidency led to his removal, because not every northern leaders in the party favored Tinubu to become the president or having the presidential candidacy of the party. And it's going to work down for him, even in Edo, now that whatever he said concerning Edo, when Edo returned back to him to say Edo is not Lagos, he has created more enemies in this part. And I believe that the southern Nigeria is going to work seriously against him. Be it as it may, I will not see this as a misfortune for the party APC. There are some strange area. All what we are going to look for before we can make judgment is let's look out for Ondo State election.
Oh, if they are going to win, yeah.
Yeah, will INEC give a free and fair free hand for the voters to decide who leads them, or would they be ringing it? A lot of people have always had that suspicion that now that Edo has slipped off their hand, they will not allow Ondo to slip off their hand.
That's why.
So
yes.
we are also going to encourage INEC. They have got a lot of acronym. They have got a lot of praises for conducting a free, fair, and credible election in Nigeria, in Edo State. They should continue that feat by going to Ondo to conduct a free, fair, and credible election, irrespective of the party. You know, before this time, we have accused Yakubu of being a partisan man, an APC man.
The chairman, are you talking about of INEC?
Yes, INEC. Professor Yakubu, we have always accused him. Let him continue with this trend that he has started in Edo, carry it to Ondo, before we can now see that.
Yes.
Because if you read the statement of the APC caretaker, that Nigerians deserve a better democracy for themselves, whether they will no longer interfere, is it a lesson to them that they will no longer interfere in INEC procedures in conducting election? So with Edo, before we make any conclusion about what will happen about APC, let us see what will happen in Ondo.
You know that the Edo election, you cannot compare it with Ondo, because the pressure on the presidency, the people, the diaspora, Edo diasporans, the pressure was all over. It also brought this kind of awareness to international community over Edo election. But the one of Ondo is more quiet and silent right now, more
I,
settled
I,
than the
I don't
than the Edo.
I don't I
Okay,
don't
go
think
ahead.
so. I
Ah,
don't
you
think
don't think
so.
so, Mr. Daniel?
No,
Can
no,
you
no.
compare Edo
I don't.
election with
No, no,
Ondo?
no. Do you know why Edo became very loud and clear?
Mhm.
Edo is very loud and clear. People in the diaspora supported, even at home, supported the way Obaseki was treated in APC that led him
That's what
leave
I'm saying. Now it's
APC.
the same thing we
That
are
is what
saying.
I'm saying.
The same
Yeah,
thing we are saying.
that when you say there's no more awareness, the awareness is the fact a lot of people are looking
It's
out
the
for
same
Undo.
thing I'm
Don't
saying,
don't
Mr.
don't
Daniel.
forget that the deputy governor left the APC. Is now on the Zenith party because he was at PDP. He could not get the ticket in PDP, so he now joined what is Minico in Zenith party, the former Ondo state governor in Zenith party, and he was given the ticket in Zenith party. So we are also going to, there's one thing that makes Edo look different. Obaseki was doing well. His developmental strength were fed by all senatorial
Yeah, it's the
districts.
same thing I was saying, Mr. Daniel. It's the same thing.
Okay.
That is why the Edo election was more popular because of all these things.
Yeah.
It encompasses everything that you just mentioned. That the governor was a performing governor and he was disqualified. That disqualification even kind of evoke the empathy in people. You understand? When he was disqualified, when you look at it prior to the disqualification of Governor Obaseki, he was not very, very popular the way he become popular after the disqualification. So that thing, invoked the empathy in many people. That is why even those who were not those citizens were supporting Governor Obaseki. Okay, so a performing governor was disqualified, and the Edo people too, they are very loud in terms of they are very loud and resistant in nature. You know that. So everything coupled together that worked in favor of Governor Obaseki. Because of that, you know that because of the tension, the crisis, and everything, and that Oshiomhole himself involving in the Edo state politics, trying to play godfatherism. Honestly, the Edo election was really popular. You understand? So the one of Ondo is very settled and quiet right now, and you can't see many international institutions or international communities intervening. You understand? So it will give preference to APC. It's like an open door for them to ring the election. For me, I think that it will go to APC. Although I predicted today that Ondo for sure will go to APC because they won't let it go. They just, that this one, those states is because it was too obvious for them to ring, even though they tried to ring. But Ondo own will be more easy. Akinrodolu, President Buhari already said that a performing governor like Akinrodolu is supposed to come back for a second term. The president keeps saying that, Mr. Daniel. So I think President Buhari will want Ondo back, Akinrodolu back. So Ondo definitely is going back to
At the
APC.
flag up,
Is
at the flag up of
mm,
the deputy governor,
mm,
I can't remember his name. Undo
mm.
yesterday at Owo, there was much crowd in that flag up at Owo.
Oh, okay.
Know those states. The whether it is Akerodo that is going to win or not, I do
Mm,
not. I'm not bothered who will win. What I am concerned
mm.
is the credibility of INEC.
INEC for sure. You won't expect INEC to conduct a free
If,
and fair election in Ondo State. They won't.
no, 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 then the purpose is defeated of our struggle and fight.
For democracy. Yeah.
What we Yes, for democracy. What we need, apart from the the challenges, apart from the empathy you just said about Obako, Obaseki, and others. You understand? Uh, we needed a free fair. Let the people decide
No, do you not? You can't
who
expect
really.
that in Ondo. That will not happen in
Then,
Ondo.
INEC has not performed. You know, we had, though they had losses in the election, but the losses was not actually coming from them. It was coming from the security agent. If they keep up the pace the way they did in Edo State, that is why I cannot actually, for now, judge INEC until I see the election of
No,
Ondo State.
Mr.
Even
Daniel.
if Akerodu is performing, let good and fine, but let the election that will bring him be adjourned.
Be free and fair. Yes, you are
Free
right.
and fair. That is my
What
major
was?
concern. Don't forget that those who decamped and left the party made a revelation that Akerodu did not win that election, that they rigged the election.
The past election, right? That brought him to
Yes,
power.
yes.
Okay.
So also we can also say in other elections. But now that INEC have woken up to a challenge to have a free, fair election,
Mr.
whether
Daniel.
Akerodu is performing, let him perform. But let INEC be doing what we call non-interference.
Mr. Daniel,
Let the people decide.
do you think that INEC didn't rig a do election? They ring it a little bit because if they allow,
No.
if police officers, they allow police officers to be watching APC members buying votes in front of. Honestly, they wanted to compromise, but the tension was too much. All eyes on the door say the tension. Otherwise, they tried to ring it, but it didn't work for them.
On that, I want to say here, on that, the police could do nothing because those police officers who were allowed into the polling centers were not armed, because they don't want a situation where they are angered by the action of the voters, and maybe misfiring. You understand? So they were not armed. There's nothing they could do. But irrespective of these challenges they had, those outside, miles away from the polling centers, were armed. And that was where the challenges were. Elections are not actually rigged on the polling booth until those who are coming from outside arm themselves with the intent to come and carry the ballot boxes or ballot papers to go somewhere. And that was where they met a lot of challenges with the security agents. The army were all spread miles away from the polling center. The young man that snatched polling ball, ballot balls, and polling balls at Oshiomhole, it was the police who gunned him down. On his way running to a destination, he met those who were distant away from the polling center, and they said, "Stop, stop, stop." He didn't stop. They gunned him down and took those material with a Helios jeep. That is what we are saying. The police to be fair to them, the security agent, they did their best. You can do whatever you want to do within the polling center, not outside. If the security agents are impartial, not partial in that election, we'll have a free, fair election. It is when they are partial, they allow those who snatch the ballot boxes and papers to pass through, because there's no way they will not pass through them. That is what we are saying. So INEC should also be praying to conduct even better than what we have in Edo to Ondo. The losses they got in Edo, they should ratify it in Ondo. If
that will not happen.
APC wins it, let it be.
President,
that is the essence of what we are saying, that we are still not a fair INEC.
Yes, that one, in Nigeria, it will be
difficult. What the president has written about Akerodu being performing, that he has performed, that he knows that he will do it again. Let the people decide.
Mr. Danny, yes,
let
I
the
understand.
people decide.
I understand you, Mr. Danny. I understand you that just like what happened in Edo State, I hope INEC will replicate that legacy and continue with that in Nigeria. For me, I don't think so. Because the president keeps saying that Akeredolu should come back for his second term. You understand? Because any performing governor deserves second term. That he keeps saying that. You know, in Edo State, he was just saying that it should be free and fair. That's all. But in Ondo, he was very particular with the Ondo that Akeredolu must come back. So just that speech, that comment, let me say, that comment, just think about how it will reflect on the election day. You understand? So for me, I believe that Ondo taken by APC, there's no way. I think Akeredolu himself is a little bit popular. It's not the governor that they want to push out of the system. You understand? I think it's a little bit popular according to some of my friends who are also from Ondo State. So I think Ondo people, they will vote for Akeredolu for a second term, coupled with the statement of the president himself. APC will take over Ondo. No matter how much we are trying to debate about this, APC already taken. APC already taken Ondo State. Okay, moving forward right now, Bola Tinubu.
You know,
Bola Tinubu.
you know the yes. Okay. Anyway, well, I will not agree on you that it is already taken. I will not agree on you. Let the people of Ondo decide who becomes their governor. I told you yesterday, the deputy governor, Zenith Party candidate, did his flag up at Owo yesterday. You need to see the crowd. Governor Mimiko was with him. The former governor of Ondo State was with him. You understand? You see the crowd. You don't understand. This is what we are saying. Whether Akeredolu is performing, let the people tell us. Because if you come from Ondo, a lot of people will tell you that the little gain they got was through the deputy governor. I'm telling you. Yes. So it is those people. It is those people. I believe that the deputy governor was not getting much from him. That is why he left him. Let the people of Ondo, rather than saying APC, because if we had that mindset, we are giving room for the government and INEC to rig the election.
Rig the election, yeah, correct.
You remember the mistake when we were analyzing, we were always saying that APC is not even campaigning. They are believing on federal mind. You remember?
Yes.
They were believing on federal mind. When they now saw that Buhari was not shifting, you remember there was a time we discussed when Obaseki said the relationship with him and Buhari is like a father-son.
Yeah, very correct.
And I said, I remember that dude made the comment that it's going to be, it is going to be to his favor. That we are not going to see that federal mind we saw in Oshiomhole or Ekiti.
You said that. You said that. Yeah.
So this is what we are saying. If election must be free and fair, the president should not take side. He should allow the INEC to do the work. Akeredolu may be his personal friend, fine. He should not interfere. Let the people of Ondo decide.
Yes.
To be a governor. And if his good friend lost, well, my friends, the best he can do is see the president can give him a minister. That is it. But the people said, let the people decide. That is my quarrel.
Okay, yeah.
I do not like the action, the statement of Buhari saying he knows. Don't support him. Let INEC decide. Let the people decide. Let the vote be free.
Yeah.
Let them go about voting to whoever the candidate is.
Yeah, because if we are not conducting credible elections in Nigeria, which means we don't have democracy, because that would be the beginning of democracy. If we continue to, conducting free and fair elections in the country, otherwise, what is democracy? When people's votes their votes are not
Do not
counting
count.
during election period. That is not democracy, which may few political cabals can just select one person and make the person a governor or any position in the country, which is very bad in a democratic society in like Nigeria. So free and fair election will be the beginning of democracy in Nigeria. Otherwise, we don't have democracy. That a president or anybody, when Obaseki first term, when he became the governor of Edo State for his first term, people were speculating news that Oshiomhole made him a governor. How can only one person made Governor Obaseki a governor in a democratic society like Nigeria? That statement undermines the democratic process of electing governors in Nigeria. How can only one person in a democratic society, what about those voters, citizens that voted for Governor Obaseki? It's like wasting of time. They just conduct the election so that people will see that we are running a democratic elections in Nigeria. At the end of the day, the person that is going to win the election is already written. According to before this election, this past election in Edo State, some people were saying that it has already been written who is going to win this election. How dare you say that in a democratic society? It's because of the corruption embedded in the system as a whole. Otherwise, how can you be predicting that the person who's going to win the election, his name is already written?
Or the result has been written. Just like when we receive a call that they have prepared a result to be read.
Yes, you remember the other day before the election when someone called that
the results have been prepared. No need of people going, and I said these are strategies to demoralize the people from coming out.
Exactly.
And that was it. Until elections voting was on. That, you remember the challenges we have to face to ensure, to monitor areas, to ensure that the people are actually voting. Until INEC did something that they have not done before in this election. We must give them that credit.
Yes.
After voting, election result counted. Everybody within that vicinity gets the results.
Yes.
Immediately before the presiding officer leaves the center, he immediately send it online to INEC. You understand? So it was more transparent.
It was very transparent.
Let them continue that level with Ondo, so that we now know that yes, this. You remember in the presidential election, a lot of things happened. I will tell you, a lot of PDP agents had a result different from what INEC released. For the presidential election, it was completely different from what they released.
You know that
there is a law you cannot release the result until INEC did. You understand? But when the election is transparent, nobody, no agents of the PDP complain or APC complain that the result within they have is different from what INEC released. That makes it a transparent thing. None of them, none APC nor PDP complain that the result they released was different from the one they have.
Yes, because it was very transparent.
In the presidential election, it was not so. It was not so. So if INEC should continue, yes, we in Edo State have gained. Let INEC continue so that it becomes a norm that election in Nigeria is always credible. And it will give us good reputation in outside world to the international organization. That is my take.
Exactly.
Whether Akerodo is doing very well, let the people decide. We in Edo State said Obaseki was doing well. We fought hardly with all that we can to ensure that he remained, enlightening the people, the plan they had in their mind.
Sensitizing the people.
That was enough, and actually the people stood, even fighting those who were planning to rig the election. unarmed. So let Ondo also decide who is. If Akorede is working for them, fine and good. Let the vote decide, not the president.
Okay, Mr. Daniel, thank you so much. We have to end this show. I have to take my baby to school, so we'll come back again. Can we do it later after 2 hours time? Is that okay?
Problem.
2 hours time, we'll come and discuss about Ize Iyamu and others. APC accepted, they already accepted the defeat, right? I think I saw one article this morning that
Yes,
they congratulate
the caretaker chairman has congratulated
Buni.
yeah, he has congratulated the governor.
Mm.
And with that congratulation, I don't see that APC will be going for the tribunal to challenge the results.
What result they want
No,
to
no,
challenge
no,
it for?
normally in politics, somebody
Yeah.
will see this.
Political statements. It's political statements, maybe.
So no, it's not. Being congratulation
Mm.
from the national,
Mm.
and don't forget that the state chairman has never supported them because he believed that they had no candidate.
Mm.
So I don't see any tribunal arising on the matter. Yesterday, the observers held their press conference adjourning the election to be one of the most credible
In the
of
history.
recent time.
Mm.
So, with all those, I don't think any tribunal case will arise in those states, except for other issues.
Okay. So we will come back again, discuss about Aslem Joshua, the chairman of APC, how he was hanging around with his comrade, Governor Obaseki, the picture that we received this morning from Edo State. So we're going to discuss about the relationship between Governor Obaseki and Aslem Joshua. Understand? And see, we have to predict what Edo State will be in the next 4 years, Mr. Daniel. What do you think Edo State will become? Okay, it's a question that we're going to answer in the next show. Mr. Daniel will come back in the next 2 hours. So let me just get my things ready here. Thank you all for watching. We'll come back again and discuss more in detail about Edo State, how we're going to move Edo State forward, right? How we're going to move Edo State forward. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Daniel.